Gonna do something a little different for this video. Gonna do a versus video. We will have the Canik TP9SFx versus the IWI Masada. As I've mentioned several times before, the Masada is my favorite and go-to pistol. However, the Canik really has shaken things up. So much so that I have actually started to question which one is my favorite. So, without further ado,
ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Standing in the blue corner, standing at 6.2 inches tall, 8.3 inches wide, weighing in at 30.4 ounces, hailing all the way from Turkey, it's the Canik TP9SFx. His opponent in the red corner, standing at 5.6 inches tall, 7.4 inches long, and weighing in at 23 ounces. Hailing all the way from Israel, it's the IWI Masada. Gentlemen, we've gone over the rules in the dressing room. I want to caution to keep this fight clean at all times. Protect yourself at all times, and what I say, you must obey. In round one, we will be comparing general stats and price. We already went over the stats in the intro, but let's bring them back. The Canik TP9SFx has a 5.1 inch barrel, giving it an overall length of 8.3 inches. I put the Swamp Fox Justice with Ironside's shield on top, which adds to its height of 6.2 inches. Unloaded, it weighs 1.9 pounds or about 30 ounces. Mine came with two 20-round mags, and its MSRP is $549.99. The IWI Masada is a 4.1 inch barrel with an overall length of 7.4 inches. The Masada is shorter at 5.6 inches tall without the hollow sun red dot on top. Unloaded, it weighs just slightly more than 23 ounces. Mine came with two 17-round magazines, and the MSRP for it is $480. Weight and size can be an issue if you're looking for your next carry gun. The Masada weighs less and is smaller, but what if you are not looking for a carry gun? Maybe you want a competition pistol. Recoil management is better. Canik for the win. Not into competitions or your next carry gun? Maybe capacity is your thing. Canik again edges out the Masada. Barrel length,
capacity, price, weight, recoil, backstraps.
That's the end of round one. The judges will have a hard time if this fight goes the distance. Both have their strengths and weaknesses, and they are showing them proudly in this first round. Round two. Outdoor range day. For round two, my brother-in-law let me borrow his Skullhead Arms Mutant TRL-1 Universal outside the waistband holster. I screwed it onto my Safariland paddle and away I went. I had this grand plan driving out to the range. I had 6 to 8 drills that I wanted to run, draw and fire type drills, reload drills, competition drills, but alas, it did not go as planned. I started doing a few of them and realized that wasn't what I wanted to do. We tried to use a timer app, but that didn't work. It didn't save any of the sets, so I couldn't show you the splits. So I just shot a bunch. I did a few of the drills, kinda, but nothing official and nothing really repeatable. Didn't specifically do the reload drills as I did reload while I was shooting. And I really wonder how much the optic I put on each one has to do with this round. The IWI has the hollow sun with the 32 MOA ring with the 2 MOA dot. I could easily pick it up and adjust my aim quickly for follow-up shots. My stance was another issue. I was focused more on shooting and not so much on my stance, and I have not had enough practice on my stance to be great at it every time. With the Canik, I seem to struggle a bit finding the red dot. The Swamp Fox Justice has a 3 MOA dot, and the recoil on the Canik was just enough to kick the dot out of the view, and I struggled to find it again, and my follow-up shots were slower. However, with the Canik's big mag release, it was just made it so much more convenient. The Masada and its optics shone bright on the dueling tree. There was no problem slapping the 6-inch targets to one side or the other. Again, I think the optic on the Canik pulled it back some. I was able to do the same things as the IWI, but just at a slower pace. Man, these rounds are really tough. Punches are flying fast and furious. I do not envy the judges one bit. And now, let's take a break for messages from our sponsors. You've got sponsors for this, right? No. Oh, no? Oh. Let's just get back to the ring for round 3 then. We're halfway through the rounds. Round 3, indoor range day. The Canik performed flawlessly on the indoor range trip. It was very easy to shoot and every round was on paper. What more can I say? It was everything you would want in an uneventful range trip. However, the Masada threw a 2-year-old tantrum. I was using 115 grain ammo from Federal, the red box, and every round tumbled through the paper target. Never have I had ammo trouble like this on a paper target. Took it home, cleaned it thoroughly, and went back. Round 2 was much better. Again, I shot about 100 rounds of the same Federal 115 grain ammo. The Canik put the 100 rounds through the 2-inch circle. No problem. The Masada, not so much. I was trying to focus on stance and aim for these tests to eliminate any variables. I didn't put the guns in a bench vise, but I think the results are telling. The Masada had a much larger group, closer to 3 or 4 inches than the 2 of the Canik. Also, I'm pretty sure there were at least 2 rounds that tumbled on me in those 100. That's another round in the books. This one was a much cleaner round. The Canik clearly had the upper hand. For round 4, I wanted to focus on accessories, availability of those accessories, overall ability to find the gun itself. This round might be the deciding factor. So let's go with the holster. For the most part, everyone has a holster for the Masada. Most everyone has a holster for Canik, but very few had one specifically for the TP9SFx magazines. I've been looking for extra mags for the TP9 for several months now. People do see them in the wild, but I have had no such luck, and forget about buying them online. Optics. Both have optic cut slides. Now this might not be your cup of tea, and I totally get that. To me, the traditional iron sights on a pistol are prone to accuracy issues. There are inherent flaws to iron sights. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I really don't care. Both red dots were fairly simple to install. However, if you have seen my Masada review, I did have an issue with the screw being too long, which prevented the slide from going into battery. It was easy to file the screw down, and I have had no problems since. The Canik had no such issues. However, the plate for the optic has a hole for a charging handle. I thought this was an odd design choice. The Canik's rear sight dovetail is built into the plate cover as well, so no stock option for iron and red dot on the Canik. The option for these backup iron sights gives the Masada a slight edge in this category. In the local gun stores I have been in recently, I would say the Canik line of pistols are more readily available than the IWI line. Off the top of my head, I know of only 1 local gun store that carries the Masada in store and 3 that carry the Caniks. Additional parts and add-ons. Canik wins this hands down. Barrels, compensators, grips, mag extensions, upgraded parts, etc., etc. As for the Masada, there's really not much that you can buy aftermarket part-wise. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight has gone the distance and we will now go to the judges for a final decision. Please stand by. The judges have tallied their score, and the winner by split decision is the Canik TP9SFx. Overall, these tests and handling the guns, I had just more fun with the Canik than the Masada. Go ahead and sound off in the comments below to see who you really thought won and why. And now for the next test for these 2 guns, how long they last.